Have you ever felt the pain of someone you deeply care about not paying attention to you? It's as if they don't value your feelings and treat you as if you don't matter. They never seem to consider your needs, even though you love and care for them deeply. But what if there was a way to change this? What if you could make them want to value and prioritize you? In this video, we'll reveal 10 important rules to become someone who's genuinely interesting and who others truly want to be around. Each rule we discuss is crucial, and we recommend watching the entire video to understand why each one is vital for improving your relationships. Now, let's get started. Rules number 1. Be mysterious. Stoicism is an ancient philosophy that offers timeless wisdom for living a good life. One of its key principles is be mysterious, which encourages us to cultivate an inner sense of tranquility and self-sufficiency. This means not being overly concerned with the opinions of others or seeking external validation. Instead, it's about finding contentment within ourselves and not feeling the need to constantly explain or justify our actions or beliefs to others. For example, imagine you're working on a personal project that you're passionate about, but some people around you don't understand or support it. Instead of feeling the need to constantly explain or defend your choices, you can embody the Stoic principle of being mysterious by staying focused on your work and finding fulfillment in the process itself, rather than seeking approval from others. This doesn't mean being secretive or aloof, but rather maintaining a sense of inner confidence and independence. In a sense, being mysterious in the Stoic sense is about finding strength and peace within ourselves, regardless of external circumstances or the opinions of others. It's a reminder to focus on our own values and inner contentment rather than seeking validation from the outside world. Rule number 2. Make your own happiness. Make your own happiness is a fundamental principle of Stoicism that emphasizes taking responsibility for our own well-being and not relying on external factors for our happiness. This means recognizing that our thoughts and attitudes play a crucial role in how we experience the world. For example, if we constantly depend on external events or other people to make us happy, we give away our power to circumstances beyond our control. Instead, Stoicism encourages us to cultivate an inner state of contentment and joy by focusing on our own thoughts, actions, and values. For instance, imagine you're facing a challenging situation at work. Instead of allowing external factors, such as the behavior of your colleagues or the outcome of a project, to dictate your happiness, you can apply the Stoic principle of making your own happiness by focusing on your own response to the situation. This might involve practicing gratitude, maintaining a positive mindset, and finding fulfillment in your own efforts and virtues, regardless of the external outcome. This rule reminds us that true happiness comes from within and is within our control. By taking ownership of our thoughts and attitudes, we can cultivate a lasting sense of contentment and joy, independent of external circumstances. Rule number 3. Make people afraid of losing you. The Stoic rule encourages us to cultivate our own virtues and character in such a way that others value and appreciate our presence in their lives. This doesn't mean instilling fear in others, but rather becoming someone whose absence would be felt keenly due to the positive impact we have on those around us. For example, if we consistently demonstrate kindness, reliability, and wisdom, people will naturally value our presence and be motivated to maintain a strong connection with us. Imagine you're a supportive and empathetic friend who always listens and offers valuable advice. Your friends appreciate your presence and feel understood and supported when they're with you. This embodies the Stoic principle of making people afraid of losing you, as your friends would deeply feel the absence of your kindness and wisdom if you were no longer part of their lives. It reminds us to cultivate virtues and qualities that make us valuable to others, not out of manipulation, but out of genuine care and contribution to the well-being of those around us. By embodying positive traits and being a source of support and inspiration, we naturally become someone whose presence others deeply value. Rule number 4: make sure your needs come first. This Stoic lesson emphasizes the importance of self-care and self-respect. It encourages us to prioritize our own well-being, both physically and emotionally, without neglecting our responsibilities to others. This means recognizing that we can better serve and support others when we take care of ourselves first. For example, if we constantly put others' needs ahead of our own, we may become depleted and unable to offer genuine help and support. Imagine you have a demanding job and a family to take care of. By applying the Stoic principle of making sure your needs come first, you recognize the importance of setting aside time for rest, relaxation, and personal growth. This self-care allows you to recharge and be more present and effective in your professional and personal roles, benefiting both yourself and those around you. This rule reminds us that self-care is not selfish, but essential for our well-being and our ability to contribute positively to the world. By prioritizing our own needs, we can cultivate the strength and resilience needed to fulfill our responsibilities and support others effectively. Rule number 5: make yourself valuable and let others invest in you. This Stoic principle encourages us to develop our skills, knowledge, and character in a way that others recognize and appreciate our worth. This involves continuously improving ourselves and contributing positively to the world, allowing others to see the value we bring. For example, if we are diligent in our work, kind in our interactions, and continuously seek personal growth, others will naturally want to invest in our success and well-being. Imagine you're dedicated to honing your expertise in a particular field and consistently demonstrate integrity and reliability in your interactions. Your colleagues and peers recognize your value and are willing to invest in your growth and success by offering opportunities, support, and guidance. This embodies the Stoic principle of making yourself valuable and letting others invest in you, as your efforts and virtues attract the support and recognition of those around you. It reminds us to continuously improve ourselves and contribute positively to the world, allowing others to recognize and invest in our growth and success. By embodying valuable qualities and skills, we naturally attract the support and investment of others, leading to mutual growth and fulfillment. Rule number 6: don't make someone the most important thing in your life. This Stoic principle advises against placing all our happiness and well-being in the hands of another person. It encourages us to maintain a sense of self-reliance and inner strength, recognizing that our own fulfillment should not depend solely on any one individual. For example, if we make someone the sole focus of our happiness, we risk losing our own sense of identity and independence, which can lead to emotional vulnerability and imbalance. Imagine you deeply care for a loved one, but you also maintain a strong sense of self-worth and fulfillment derived from your own passions, values, and personal growth. This embodies the Stoic principle of not making someone the most important thing in your life, as you maintain a healthy balance between your relationships and your own well-being, ensuring that your happiness is not solely dependent on any one person. This rule reminds us to cultivate a sense of self-reliance and inner strength, ensuring that our happiness and well-being are not solely dependent on any single relationship. By maintaining a healthy balance between our connections with others and our own fulfillment, we can lead a more stable and fulfilling life. Rule number 7: don't be the one to start the conversation. These Stoic principle advises us to practice restraint and mindfulness in our interactions with others. It encourages us to be thoughtful and deliberate in our communication, rather than impulsively seeking attention or validation. For example, by not always being the first to speak, we can cultivate a sense of composure and attentiveness, allowing us to listen more effectively and respond with greater wisdom and insight. Imagine you're in a group setting where everyone is eager to share their thoughts. By embodying the Stoic principle of not being the one to start the conversation, you demonstrate patience and attentiveness, allowing others to express themselves before contributing your own perspective. This approach fosters a deeper connection and understanding within the group, as you offer thoughtful and considered input rather than dominating the conversation. This lesson reminds us to practice mindfulness and restraint in our communication, allowing for more meaningful and thoughtful interactions with others. By being deliberate in our speech and attentive in our listening, we can foster deeper connections and contribute more meaningfully to our conversations. Rule number 8: don't get too attached emotionally. These Stoic principle advises us to maintain a sense of inner tranquility and resilience by not becoming overly dependent on external circumstances or outcomes for our emotional well-being. It encourages us to cultivate a sense of detachment from fleeting emotions, allowing us to respond to life's challenges with greater clarity and composure. For example, by not becoming too emotionally attached to specific outcomes, we can approach situations with a more balanced and rational mindset, leading to wiser decision-making and a more stable emotional state. Imagine you're working on a project and encounter unexpected obstacles. By embodying the Stoic principle of not getting too attached emotionally, you can approach the challenges with a sense of resilience and adaptability, rather than becoming overwhelmed by frustration or disappointment. This approach allows you to navigate the situation with a clearer mind and a more constructive attitude. This lesson reminds us to cultivate emotional resilience and inner strength, allowing us to respond to life's ups and downs with greater clarity and composure. By maintaining a sense of detachment from fleeting emotions, we can approach challenges with a more balanced and rational mindset, leading to wiser decision-making and a more stable emotional state. Rule number 9: don't always be ready and waiting. These Stoic principle advises us to avoid constantly anticipating future events or outcomes, which can lead to anxiety and impatience. Instead, it encourages us to focus on the present moment and be content with where we are, rather than constantly yearning for what's to come. For example, by not always being in a state of readiness and anticipation, we can cultivate a sense of peace and contentment in the present, allowing us to fully engage with the here and now. Imagine you're eagerly awaiting the outcome of a job interview. By embodying the Stoic principle of not always being ready and waiting, you can redirect your focus to the present moment, engaging in activities that bring you joy and fulfillment, rather than being consumed by anticipation. This approach allows you to maintain a sense of calm and contentment, regardless of the future outcome. In essence, don't always be ready and waiting reminds us to embrace the present moment and find contentment in the here and now, rather than constantly yearning for future events. By cultivating a sense of peace and contentment in the present, we can reduce anxiety and live more fully in each moment. Rule number 10: be willing to walk away. These Stoic rule advises us to maintain our independence and self-respect by being prepared to detach ourselves from situations or relationships that are not aligned with our values or well-being. It encourages us to recognize when a situation is no longer serving us and to have the courage to move on, rather than clinging to something out of fear or insecurity. For example, by being willing to walk away from a toxic relationship or a job that doesn't align with our values, we can prioritize our own well-being and pursue paths that are more fulfilling and aligned with our true selves. Imagine you're in a job that doesn't bring you fulfillment and is detrimental to your well-being. By embodying the Stoic principle of being willing to walk away, you recognize the importance of prioritizing your own happiness and growth, and you have the courage to seek opportunities that are more aligned with your values and aspirations. This approach allows you to pursue a path that brings you greater fulfillment and well-being. This rule reminds us to prioritize our well-being and self-respect by being prepared to detach ourselves from situations or relationships that no longer serve us. By having the courage to move on from what doesn't align with our values, we can create space for new opportunities and paths that are more fulfilling and aligned with our true selves. The conclusion of this video is: the Stoic rules for life provide timeless wisdom for navigating the complexities of human existence. Each principle encourages us to cultivate inner strength, resilience, and wisdom in our daily lives. Whether it's making our own happiness, being willing to walk away, or not getting too attached emotionally, these principles remind us to prioritize our well-being, maintain a sense of inner tranquility, and approach life with clarity and composure. By embodying these Stoic principles, we can navigate life's challenges with greater resilience, find fulfillment in the present moment, and cultivate a sense of self-reliance and inner peace.